Hey friends of future millionaires, Gregory Pierre Louis here, the backpack entrepreneur. In this video, I want to talk to you guys about how to select a Forex broker, okay? So what is a Forex broker? A Forex broker is a financial services company that provides traders access to a platform for buying and selling foreign currencies, okay? So let's talk about regulated brokers. Now, I am an American citizen. I live here in the United States. So I'm going to be referring to domestic brokers located here in the USA. Okay. So when I say regulated brokers, they must comply with the law. And that's because they're overseen by government organizations here in the United States. All right. So that makes regulated brokers much safer. All right. Now, if you're going to go with a regulated broker, it's important for you to understand that you're going to need a little bit of capital. You need at least $3,000 to $5,000. All right. And that's to trade safely and at a reduced risk. Now, you can open an account and deposit a minimum of $100, right? But because of how things are set up, I promise you, it's not smart to start trading with $100. You're gonna want at least $3,000 to $5,000 in that account before you start taking trades, especially if you are brand new, right? But most of you that are brand new don't even have that amount of capital, so I'm not worried about it. It's just important information for you to know, right? So another thing about regulated brokers is that you will have a much faster withdrawal time. And that's obvious because that broker, that platform is located right here in the USA, where you're also located, where all of the financial funds are being held. So transferring money domestically isn't going to be an issue, right? You should get your money just like that. Now, another thing you should know about regulated brokers is the leverage that they allow, okay? They only allow about 1 to 50 leverage maximum. And the reason they do that is because they are overseen by government organizations. So by default, automatically, they have reduced your risk, right? It's a lot less riskier. And that's a good thing, especially if you're new to trading, okay? So these types of accounts, right, with the regulated brokerage, you're going to want to use as maybe a savings account or a retirement account. All right, that'll make the most sense for these types of accounts as you're compounding and growing them out over time. So now let's talk about unregulated brokers, right? Unregulated brokers are brokers that are located in other countries, all right? These are foreign brokers. So they're not overseen by government organizations here in the United States. And for that reason, they are much more riskier, okay? Now, you can start trading with an unregulated broker on one of their platforms for as little as $100, all right? And the minimum to deposit on some of these foreign brokers, unregulated brokers, is as little as $10, right? And that's because they are not being governed by government entities and government organizations. So they're a lot more lenient with things as far as funding and depositing. But one thing that you want to pay attention to, right, is that you'll probably have slower withdrawal times. And that makes sense because now you're talking about international transfer of funds. That's going to take much longer than transferring funds within your city, within your town, or within your country, right? Because essentially they're all connected here domestically. So when it comes to leverage, and if you don't know what leverage is, that's okay, right? Because we're going to be going over exactly what it is in later videos. But for now, just know that with unregulated brokers, they allow you to leverage up to 1 to 1,000, sometimes even more. Now, if you're new, that is dangerous, all right? Stay away from leverage if you are a new trader, right? Leverage is for advanced traders. Now, the advantage that advanced traders have when it comes to unregulated brokers, because of leverage, it goes both ways, right? It puts them in a position to capitalize on moves and profit um, optimally. But vice versa, right? If the move were to go against them, it would go against them at a much more impactful and hurtful, probably painful rate. Because just as equally as it gives you leverage to profit more, it can just as equally hurt you as bad, right? So you want to stay away from leverage when you're brand new. But if you decide to go with anything more than the 1 to 50 leverage that most regulated brokers here in the United States give you, I would recommend not going any higher than 1 to 500, right? That's just my personal recommendation. Now, if you're going to go with an unregulated broker, another thing I want you to pay close attention to is that you're going to have a withdrawal plan in place, right? Now, what do I mean by that? If you are building this account up on an unregulated broker's platform, right? Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, you build it up to about $10,000. You started with 100 and you built it up to 10,000. You don't want $10,000 just sitting in some foreign account that you don't have access to, right? So what you're going to want to do is come up with a withdrawal plan. So what I would do is probably withdraw $1,000 to $2,000 every week, right? Once my account hits about $10,000, that would be my withdrawal plan. So that's what I would do if I was going with an unregulated broker, right? So most of you are going to start with an unregulated broker because you're going to fund your account with smaller deposits, right? I know most of you just don't have the $3,000 to $5,000 to start off funding a regular broker, right? A regulated broker. So I am sure that most of you do have at least $100, right? So for this reason, most of you are going to start with an unregulated broker. Now, I use both personally. I use an unregulated broker and I use a regulated broker. And I'm going to show you and recommend what it is that I use so that you have some insight. Now, I know some of you watching this video are probably located outside of the United States of America, right? So what I'm going to suggest to you is that you do a little bit of research, right? Go on the internet, hop on Google, and search regulated brokers in your country, okay? Do your due diligence, take some time, do some research, and actually look for regulated brokers in your particular country, right? And that's how you're going to go about being able to decipher and select the right broker for you. So, this is the unregulated broker that I recommend, right? This guy, his name is Hugo. The name of the broker is Hugo's Way. And this is the broker I recommend for people that live here in the United States that want to go with a regulated broker, Forex.com. All right. So Hugo's Way is the unregulated broker that I use, and Forex.com is the regulated broker that I use. Now, if you are already a student here at Forex University or a member here inside of Trading Society, if you've already gone through the boot camp, then you should already be set up with your accounts. But if you haven't gone through our boot camp yet, what I hope is that you decide to continue on with our Forex bootcamp that walks you through exactly how to set up your broker accounts, how to deposit your funds, how to set up your MT4, and all of that great stuff that will get you started on your trading journey. So I hope this video was helpful. Hope you got value from this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.